the cool thing about of business ownership is if you know what you want, you're in
Yep.
control of creating it. And
Right.
and I think a lot of people get this, they see success and they see like my wife, it gets these comments a lot because we're in circles and like our girls dance and they're in these new things and with like new environments, we got new friends, and like they
Yep.
see in, they're like, wow, your husband owns a Barndo. Like, that's so cool. Like, he just had this idea and it was successful. And she's like, yeah, but do you know for 15 years and he had 1,700 of those ideas that were not
That we're
successful?
not. Yep.
And then, like, and then a lot of times people don't see, you holding it together before it made it there. Like the sacrifice that comes in it. Time's a big sacrifice. Financially, it's a big sacrifice. And you're on the backside and everybody's like, man, that looks so cool, them buildings you're doing. And you're on the backside going like, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
You
Like,
don't. And prime example is, if you look at some of the stuff I've done downtown, and for example, the little restaurant I own,
Yep.
that was just purely a fun thing. I wanted to own a stage. I was a musician. I said, I always want to own a venue and to be this super accommodating. It's like everything that sucks about being a gigging musician, I'm going to pull out of the equation. And it's taken notice by these musicians that are regional traveling artists come through and be like, man, you got it. Like, this is the dream all of small venue.
Yeah.
But people don't see that. And people, all they see is the stuff. They don't see the sleepless nights. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm go make a list of what's got to be done. And the biggest thing too, employee wise, you've got to, you've done a great job of it, of hiring good people, trusting them. You've got to trust them. And I've got some great employees. And then you go through what we call silly season, which is this hire and fire period where there's just a revolving door. And that's getting to be more and more of a challenge with, you've got all these plants popping up around here paying 20 plus bucks an hour.
Yeah.
Well, we can't pay those high premiums that a plant pays, like Milo's Tea versus Harrison Landscape. It's not going to happen. Like, the
Right.
money isn't there. And if
Yeah.
I did pay you that, we'd be out of business next year.
That's right.
So it's just finding employees that, kind of have a passion that can help you. And then I've got great leaders in each spot of all these businesses. So I'm still heavily involved every day with every one of them. But, I try to tell them, fix the small things on your own. Don't call me, crew leader, don't call me to tell me that this machine's torque or that's torque. Call the mechanic,
Yeah.
So, and I bet I have to say that, or my mechanic's name's John. I bet I say call John 1,000 times a year. And that's the response, the 2-word response, call John. Because it's not, like I can't do it all. But, just having, but the employees, they do keep it together, and they've done, like, I've got some really good ones, and they're really committed to keeping it going. But it never stops. When another challenge this day and age, you got a bunch of employees that are answering directly to you, then their problems become your problems. So I've got my own set of problems. That's what I tell my guys. My life's as screwed up as yours or anybody else's. I've got kids. We're going a million ways. They're getting sick just like your kids. My kids aren't invincible.
Yeah.
I've got all these things going on. And I said, but now the fact that your problems now trickle into my world, because I've got to navigate what's happening with you as well. And that's a challenge of being a business owner, is that employees don't get. Sometimes I would love to punch in. I say I'd love to punch in, punch out. I've never done that. So I don't know how happy I would be doing that. It'd have to be with
You would hate it, but there is the fantasy of, I wish I could go and then I don't have to think about it.